So on number 7, let me see. So they're asking us on part A, f of negative 2, so right here, f of negative 2 plus f of 3. What does that mean? Well, here, let me bring it down a little bit where we have a little more room. Thank you. So, so my function, so I'll do part A here. So they want me to go f of negative 2 plus, I'm just going to space it out a little bit, I'll bring a down here. F of negative 2 plus f of 3. How am I going to do that? Well, my function up here, my function f of x is x squared plus 3x minus 5. X squared plus 3x minus 5. So when they ask me f of negative 2, what that means is I take this function, and remember whatever's inside the parentheses is x. So I'm going to plug negative 2 in right there and right there. So that's going to equal negative 2 squared plus 3 times negative 2 minus 5. Is that good so far? So I just plugged negative 2 into the function in the place of x.
Okay, so for mine, I have f of x equals negative 2x squared. So would I put negative 2 squared or would I
Oh,
put,
I like yours. Let me do yours. It's a little harder. I want to do the hardest version I can. You have minus 2x squared. What else do you have there?
minus 3x minus 4?
Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, let me do your version. I like yours better. It's more challenging. Yeah. So, right. So let's plug in. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in that negative 2 right here for x and right there for x. So everywhere you have x, it's kind of like the x is the holes in the toaster. It's where you insert the bread, or in this case, the number, the negative 2. So we're going to end up with, oops, sorry about that. All right, so we're going to end up with, there we go, negative 2. And then, oh, what was your f values there? You
Oh,
might not have had negative 2 and 3. Or did you have negative 2 and 3?
no, it's negative 5 and 2.
Negative 5 and 2. Great. So then you plug in. So first off, yeah, let me fix it here. Okay, so negative 5 and 2. So I'm going to plug in the negative 5. In both places. Yes, let me get rid of this. This is kind of confusing my eyes. Okay, so here's our function up here. Yeah, so what I did right now is I just took that minus 5 in the parentheses and I plugged it in for x right there and x right there. So the x is like a placeholder, a blank, the holes in the toaster where you plug in whatever they put in the parentheses. So they put negative 5 in the parentheses. I plugged in negative 5 to those two x spots, and then plus, here it's this plus sign. Let me keep it green so it's clear. And now I'm going to do f of 2. What's f of 2? F of 2 means plug 2 in right there and right there. So we're going to get, let me write it, 2 squared. It's going to be like that. There we go. So does everybody see what I did? I did f of 2 and it all showed up here. On the other side, I did f of negative 5 and it all showed up there. Now I just got to work out all those numbers, combine like terms and all that kind of stuff, add them all, add and subtract, multiply, powers, and get an answer. But does everybody see the first step? What I did, is this making sense? They said f of negative 5, which means stick negative 5 in for x in both places, which I did, boom, boom, into this function and work it out, plus, then stick 2 into the same exact function and work it all out, and then add them together. So that's what I'm doing. So now we work it out. What do we have here? Well, you got to do powers first. So -5 squared is 25. And negative times negative is positive. Be careful of your signs and stuff. So there's that part. Plus, and this is going to be -2 times 4. 2 squared is 4. -6 minus 4. Like that. And now, let's keep going. We get -50. 15 minus 4. Plus -8 minus 6 minus 4. And that is going to be, I don't know, what is that? -39, I think. And this part is -18. And so combine those together, it's -57. Yeah, -57. There's the answer to the first part, -57. So that's part A. And then I'm going to do the same thing for part B, but it's going to be a little harder because I got to subtract. I'm going to have to, really what I should have done, it didn't really matter on this one, is I should have put parentheses around the whole first part and parentheses around the whole second part. It didn't matter. It really didn't make any difference on this one, but it will on part B because there's going to be a minus sign in front of the whole thing. Right there, that minus sign, that's going to change all the signs in the one that comes, going to change the sign in the one that comes after it. Anyway, so there's part A. I'm going to do part B in just a second. Does everybody see what I did there? So I just literally took the function they gave me and I plugged in -5 and then 2. So here's -5 plugged in everywhere for x. And here's 2 plugged in everywhere for x. And then add those together, which I finally did at the end. And got -57. Okay, let's do part B. In part B, let me see. Part B is going to be the same, except again, this is -5 and 2. So I'll rewrite part B down here for us. So part B. Let me write the function first off. That'd be best. So our function is, what is our function? -2x squared minus 3x minus 4. -2x squared minus 3x minus 4. And then f, and then what they're asking us to do is to find f of -5 minus, in fact, I'm going to space it out way over here, minus f of 2. Yeah. All right, we good? We're on part B now. So what are we going to do now on part B? Well, same thing kind of as last time. I'm going to take -5 and I'm going to put it in for x right there and right there. And so what do we got? -2. Oops. And we're plugging in -5, -5 in both of those x spots. I'm going to put parentheses around this whole part and then parentheses around that whole part with this minus sign in between. And now I'm plugging in 2 to everything, into both x spots in the function. So I'll get -2, 2 squared, -3 times 2, -4, like that. All right, This making sense so far? So I just took the entire function and I plugged in -5 for x there and there. And then I took the entire function and I plugged in 2 for x in those two spots. Now we just work things out. So I have these big parentheses separating things. So what do we got? This will be +10. +15, because two negatives make positive. Over here, this is going to be -2 times 4. 2 squared is 4. -3 times 2 is -6. And so then this is going to be, what's it, 1921, I think? Yeah, and this is going to be the minus here. -8, -6, -4. So it's 21 minus 21 minus, is that -18? That's making sense there? Because these three here make -18. All right, and then you know what you do with the double negative thing, right? It becomes 21 plus 18, doesn't it? Because the double negative make positive, don't they? Double negative makes positive, and so that's 39. 39, and so there we go. So what did we do on this question? It's a longer one. This question, they gave us an original function, and then they asked us, they said, plug in -5 and 2, and then add up the answers you get. That's what this is basically said. Said, okay, plug in -5 for x, and then plug in 2 for x, and work out the left side, work out the right side, and add your two answers. There we go. And then in the second part, they said, all right, take that same function. This time plug in -5 and 2, which I did again. Plugged in -5. Wait, did I get a different answer? Oh, I blew it. Yeah. Okay, here's a dumb mistake. I forgot the square right here. This square. This should have been, this was really stupid, sorry. -2 times 25, which should have been -50 plus 15 minus 4. And that should have been, I don't know, minus 39. Yeah, just like it came out back here, -39. Then the double negative became positive. So -39 plus 18. And then the final answer is -21. There we go. -21. So in the end, you see how we got the same, we got the -39 and the -18, -39 and the -18. It's just we added them in the first part A, we subtracted them, and the double negative here made positive in part B. So yeah, so really I didn't need to repeat all that work. So we took -5 and plugged it into the function, 2 plugged it into the function, and then add up the answers. Then in part B, we plug -5 into the function, 2 in for x in both places, and then get the two answers, same two answers we had before, but this time we're subtracting them, and the two negatives made positive, and there's our answer. So there we go.